Hey, Kenny, thank you for inviting me up here to the 6th floor today to have this little conversation with you in your role as VP of Sales. I know that you have a lot of contact with the field and you hear a lot of things directly from them, and you had some questions and things that you've been hearing that you wanted to address, and so I'm happy to be here to do that.
Awesome. You know, really grateful that you take the time out of your day to even address some of these things, because I know that it's very important. I know everything we do here at LuLaRoe is really to serve the retailers, to help them and their families to succeed. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So will you just tell us right now, just recite the mission of LuLaRoe right now with us?
Yeah, LuLaRoe, where through fashion we create freedom, serve others, and strengthen families. A community where lives are being blessed and dreams achieved through love, purpose, confidence, trust, and growth.
Now, we've heard so many stories from retailers and from customers about what LuLaRoe has done for them and their families. Can you talk a little bit about that, about what we're hearing?
These are the stories that are meaningful. As people find opportunities to express themselves through their own business, they find parts of themselves that they didn't even know were there. We make clothing that makes women feel confident and beautiful. That's our hope. Every single piece that we design is designed with this intent that when somebody puts it on, they will feel better about themselves. They will feel confident in that. Clothing creates confidence. And so it starts with that desire to help people and bless their lives by helping them find confidence and feel beautiful in the clothing and comfortable.
Rad. I love that, because you talk about how like it makes them feel confident and beautiful, and we hear that story time and time again. And I know that's not the reason why we started LuLaRoe, but it evolved into like hearing these stories, these countless stories. You know, I mean, I hear them all the time. I want to hear them because they're inspiring. I want to collect them so we can share them. If those stories continue to be told, what does that do for LuLaRoe?
Well, you know, it's important, it's critically important that those stories are the ones that are told, because those are the stories that truly define the brand. And so if you have that experience, be bold. Don't worry what the world might say about what you say. Say what's in your heart. Put it out there and be confident in yourself to say, hey, this made a difference in my life. I'm not saying it's for you. I'm not saying it's going to fix everything in the world, but it made a difference for me. And be willing to share what that difference was. You know, did it create confidence when you wore the clothing? Did it create a little more freedom in your life as you begin to build your own business? You know, did it create relationships, more friendships as you became involved in this sisterhood and I guess now I have to say brotherhood also, because we have
it's everybody.
We got everybody, right? And
Yeah.
so there's this community that loves and supports each other.
And that's really ultimately what LuLaRoe is all about.
It's about something more. It can be so much more. We can take whatever we've got and we can leverage it beyond the traditional business and leverage it into a way to really be impactful in people's lives.
So if that's the case, that you said earlier that, man, we want more and more women and individuals to wear LuLaRoe because they're gonna feel something, they're gonna feel different. And that difference is what changes their life, right? That makes a change or a blessing in their life. And so the more people that we can share that with, or we can show LuLaRoe that they're gonna have that feeling when they try it on, they're gonna look in the mirror, and maybe they're gonna think of LuLaRoe when they do that, and they'll think about the principles of LuLaRoe, blessing lives, strengthening families, a sense of community, and I know that we're committed to serving and helping our retailers as far as we can, because they're doing a great job finding new customers. They do it every day. What are some ways that we're doing to maybe support our retailers in that effort as well?
Actually, just this past weekend, we ran a campaign to bring customers back to LuLaRoe.
Right.
And the results of that campaign were just outstanding. That was a little test program, and the results were so strong that we will continue to work with creating brand awareness and creating avenues for new customers to approach the brand. As more people come to understand not only how great the clothing is, but how great this community is.
That's awesome. So we've been talking about product. Tell us about what's in store for product now. You know, we're looking at 2020 and beyond. And kind of share with us some of those things.
So the first thing that I want to talk about is in the news right now. I'm sure you're all very aware of the coronavirus and the impact it's having on supply chain around the world. And the first thing, as we even begin to talk about that, I think it's important that we remember not how it impacts us at the moment, but specifically the human impact on those people who have contracted that disease or who have someone that close to them who has, and the human toll that disease is taking, that virus is taking on the world. And so our hearts and prayers go out to those that are suffering because of that. Having said that, in China, our office there, none of our employees have contracted the virus. Our office is open again there. Now, when I say our office, it's one of our vendors who has an office organized there to support our business. They actually had to go in and disinfect the office, have it inspected, and then as people began coming back to work, their temperature is taken. I mean, they're being very, very careful that the disease not be transmitted. But we're starting back to work there now, and one of our factories is now reopening. They got their clearance, and again, their employees are starting to come back to work. On top of that, we saw where this might be headed, and we pivoted very early into some other countries. And so I see very, very little disruption to our supply chain because of the coronavirus.
Good.
Yeah. One of the great things about our vendors, I was sitting in my office the other day with one of the vendors there, and he just expressed to me, he said, "Mark, I've never seen anything like this. When we first came to work with LuLaRoe, and you started telling us that we had to work with other vendors and that we had to collaborate," he said, "I left here going, they're idiots. That'll never happen. That's not going to work." Yeah, he said, "That's just not done. This is a very competitive business, and people don't share with one another." And I watched as we faced this challenge around the coronavirus and pivoting our supply chain, and I watched our vendors sit together at the table and go, "Well, I can get cloth moved over here. I can get fabric moved. Oh, I've got a cut and sew facility in this country. If we can get fabric there, we can make that work." And watch them completely collaborate on making sure that our supply chain isn't interrupted.
Wow.
They did that for us. They did that for our retailers.
Wow.
They did that because they believe in our mission. They believe in what we're doing. And it's not just about making a dollar. It's about supporting our community and making sure that we don't have that interruption.
Tell me more about the product and the supply chain going on right now.
Look in the rearview mirror. What have we done for the last 7 years?
Correct.
We started with a maxi skirt, and then we grew to over 50 different body styles and silhouettes. And then we pulled some of those back. Now, the reason we pulled them back,
Now that was recently, right?
very recently,
Yeah.
yes, how did we refer to that? We put them in the vault, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean they'll never come back.
Yeah.
We were on
It just
a
means
break.
that at the moment that our best move was to shrink
Just so you know, it's not that common. It doesn't happen to every guy, and it is a big deal.
the number of SKUs and put more energy into the products that are more popular. And so rather than try to give everybody a little bit of everything, we wanted to give everybody more of less, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And so it'd be a lot more efficient if we pull it in a little bit, take our more popular styles right now, and drive more energy behind them, both in our supply chain and on the retail side. So we can create more assets for those specific bodies. We can create more campaigns around them. We can create outreach campaigns to the consumer around those products. And so we can put all that energy into fewer products and have more energy behind those and help to boost sales of those.
One of the things that we've been hearing is about ordering limits, especially on some of the recent items that have been restocked or launches that we've been doing. Can you tell us more about why and what our purpose is for that?
Glad you asked that, Kenny, because the thought process behind putting limits on any of the launches or restocks is to make sure that more retailers have an opportunity to get that product. And so when we know there's a limited supply or a high demand, we very possibly may impose limits on that specific product, making sure that more retailers have an opportunity to get it.
Awesome. So spring's in the air. What's even? I mean, that was kind of like, hey,
the spring has sprung, man.
Right, it's here.
You know, the warehouse is doing a turnover, and they're trying to get seasonally appropriate product moved now to the front of the line. We're not quite out of winter, and I'm not going to tell you that everything's going to be spring right this minute.
Yeah.
But they're definitely working on that and getting the newer prints. I think we'll see some great stuff there. We also have new product coming. Not today, not tomorrow, but there's stuff coming. And in fact, we have a product line that we have spent almost a year developing. As we came out of 2018 and into 2019, one of the things that we did here at the home office was say, look, we're going to focus and make sure that we do it right. And so no hints on what that line is, but it's coming soon, right around the corner, and it's going to be a game changer.
That's right. That's right. I love that you're telling us all about the product. You're talking about it, but again, ultimately, what we do with the product, always goes back to our mission and what it does for people. And that's kind of a foundation, right?
You said that word, that it's the foundation.
Yeah.
And the way that I vision all of LuLaRoe is this. Why is the clothing so important? Because if the clothing is right, and if the clothing creates emotion, it creates return customers, and it gives us this opportunity to create this community.
Right.
And what happens is you get the clothing, and then you can sell it. You have a business. And your business begins to be successful, and now you have more freedom. And as you have more freedom and time, and as you're building the business, you're serving your customers, you're creating relationships, and that's creating the community. It all starts, though, with this wonderful, wonderful clothing, that it fits multiple different body styles, and that it's comfortable, and that it's affordable, and all these things that you've come to love about LuLaRoe. We want to make sure that those are intact, and so that's what they're working on, that the right product gets in the hands of our retailers so that they can have a successful business.
And in return, it's going to bless lives and strengthen families.
Exactly. That successful business allows them to create this community. The community is one of love and support, where we love and serve each other, and we find joy and fulfillment, and we move from that and through that we bless people's lives.
I want to end with one thing, and it's a phrase. And I just want you to know, I want you to tell me like what that means to you, and maybe to you right now. And the phrase that comes to me, it's from an author. His name is Og Mandino, and he says, "Live each day as if it's your last." What does that mean to you?
I have more gray hair than you do. All right.
I got a little bit. I got a little pepper and salt in there.
You're getting a little bit in there, right?
Yeah.
As you get a little older and you begin to realize how fast time goes, and I believe in my own experience that as you get older, time seems to just speed up. You know time goes by so fast, and we don't get any of it back. And we never know what the future holds for us. And so that idea of live each day as if it's your last is this thing of be on purpose. Whatever you're doing, grow your business like you'll never have another opportunity to grow it. Right now, today, go grow your business. If you're at the park with your kids, be at the park like you'll never be at the park again with your kids. Put your phone down and be with them. Push them on the swing. Okay, you're out with your significant other, your spouse, or your boyfriend or girlfriend. Put your phone down, be with them, look them in the eye, ask them about their day, and then listen to what they have to say about it.
Wow.
Be in the moment, because you don't know how many more moments you have. And so take those moments, and there's this concept of good, better, and best.
Right.
And just because you're doing something that's good isn't enough. Sometimes you could be doing something better. Right. And even if you're doing the better thing, is that the best thing you could be doing? And so hold that up against yourself every once in a while. I know this is good, but could I be better, or could I be my very best? And the days that we're our very best are the very hardest, but they're the ones when we put our head on the pillow at night, we feel the best about ourselves and about what we've done.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us and to share some of these things that are very important to our retailers, to our customers, with our vendors. I mean, it's just those concepts and principles are so important. And to me, I feel that we're committed to living our mission every single day and to live it out every day, every week, and every year. And I can't wait to see what's in store for LuLaRoe to come for years from now. It's going to be amazing.
It is, and I hope this wasn't just good. I hope it was better,
This
and
is-
hopefully it was our best.
It was the best.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.